Coming up in this episode of Behind the Sound.
This was after us doing all of the battles and stuff. Honestly, all that stuff is a blur. It was together. A blur.
Yeah. These young cats coming up and how soft these bitches be. Yeah, I said it. Cancel me, motherfucker.
Yo, we started in the heat, but look how far that we went. Time we'll spend we the 780. And no matter where we be, we put it on for the set. Represent we the 780. It's going down, people gather around. Grab a mic, let's rap, it's behind the sound. It's going down, people gather around. Grab a mic, let's rap, it's behind the sound.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to this episode of Behind the Sound. I am very excited for a bunch of reasons. This is the 10th episode of Behind the Sound. At the end of this episode, what we've done is we have got the one and only all-out DJs rocking a set where we're going to put together a bunch of old school hip hop tracks, and I have picked 10 of the dopest artists. First of all, one of our guests, he's a local entrepreneur, he owns a bunch of businesses, Foosh, Common, Double Dragon, Foosh Repair Shop. We're going to get into a bunch of that stuff after, but I have just looked up to him over the years and had a little shop on White Ave called Foosh back in the day. That was one of the only retailers that was supporting and putting local recording artists, CDs, yes, CDs, in their shop, whether it was putting a stack of flyers right at the front or always being so honored and filled with gratitude to just connect with artists and be a part of the local community. Just a real stand-up dude and tastemaker. And then, of course, along comes his side-by-side partner, Miller, who we also go way back with. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to introduce to you on the 10th episode of Behind the Sound, Justin and Miller. How you boys doing?
What's up?
You good? You good?
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here, man. It's an honor to sit down with the GOATs. I appreciate you making time for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Listen, we got to go back.
Okay.
Take us back, because I mentioned this itty bitty shop up on a second floor of Foosh. I think that was not even the first location, the White Ave location.
It was the first, yep.
It was the first location?
1999 is when we opened that shop up. We were a clothing and record shop.
Right.
And we just basically supported the community. Our record store, basically, we serviced hip-hop DJs, electronic DJs, the dance community. And then the clothing side was just streetwear. Your everyday, well, back then, what was cool?
Yeah.
Echo, 555 Soul, just all these
Echo.
brands.
Echo, pun intended.
Yeah. But just kind of still doing our thing till this day.
So we'll get to the music part, but just because you mentioned things like 555 Soul and Echo, I consider you to be a real tastemaker. Now, I don't know if we just like the same shit, whether it's tattoos, motorbikes, kicks, or did I really get deeper into that shit because of the things that you brought to our community? How does that happen? How does a guy from Edmonton, Alberta know that, you know what, 555 Soul is going to be the next dope shit? I feel like some of the first times I saw brands like that in Edmonton was because of Foosh. How do you know that is the way that it's going to happen?
Honestly, you don't. You just kind of go with it.
Mm-hmm.
I went into buying shows, basically buying stuff that I would want to wear.
Yeah.
And, I believe we were the first store in Canada that brought LRG to Canada as well. And that was back in 99.
Yes.
When we first opened, we couldn't get the brands that I wanted because we were the new guys. A lot of these clothing brands that were we don't know who you are. Are you going to be around in 2 years? No, you can't have this brand. So we went with the brands that we could get, which weren't the brands that I wanted until later on, until we were more established, until we were 2 years in. That's, we did have some staples, of course, like LRG back in the day, like Nike back in the day, which we still carry Nike, of course. But yeah, I feel like I bought what I wanted to wear, what I would like to wear. And I brought it to Edmonton. That's it. And it kind of worked out.
Yeah, and it's an interesting thing that you mentioned there, because Rick Rubin talks about this on a podcast somewhere, and Rowena and I were just talking about it, and other people on the pod. It's like it has to, when it starts from a place of real authenticity, of like, you know what, this is dope to me, and people get that that's your real authentic vibe, then I think that's where the audience comes. It's like when you actually start to think of the audience first, it's like, wow, what brand do you think Edmontonians would like?
Right.
As opposed to like, you know what, this brand is dope. I love this. I want to wear it. I'm going to bring this to Edmonton so that everyone else can wear it. It's a different intention.
Well, I think it's also educating too, right? Like I feel like, back in 1999, we had some really good clothing shops. Like I think Gravity Pope was around,
Yeah.
Colorblind was around. They were doing their own thing, and we just kind of had to like be different. And the only way to be different is bring stuff in that myself, my employees, my business partner would wear, and kind of educate them like, this is cool. To me, it could be cool to you if you give it a chance.
So
if that makes any sense.
So it does, absolutely does. Speaking of being different, we put out together, and I can't believe you brought this up. And it's funny that I actually found this and had it. You had it ready to go, but I had just found it, last year sometime in a drawer. The Hits tape, Volume 1. There was no Volume 2 or 3 to be found, but Volume 1.
That was the one and only.
DJ Short Round and Echo, Flavor Entertainment, so
Entertainment.
All Out DJs. And when we set out to do this, so first of all, you carried this in the store.
Yes.
So we, all of the 23 copies that were sold were on Foosh. But we wanted to do something. So there were a lot of like mixtapes going out at that time. Yep. Actually, this was kind of on the cusp of like the mixtape era, I think.
I feel like that's when it was starting. Like,
right? Yeah, that's kind of when that whole wave was going. Yeah. And we're like, let's do it so that let's showcase the DJ skills. Let's get Short Round and Echo doing their thing on it. And then let's throw in some local, like real original songs. And I think that was kind of a different platform and a different way of doing it, right?
Well, I think we should take it back to the whole Dark Sun Tribe era too, right? Because so when Foosh started, we were all DJs, Miller and myself. No, did we meet afterwards? Anyways, it doesn't really matter, but we started DJing together. Yeah. And the whole mixtape, DJ, throwing events, you being an artist, a rapper, Dark Sun Tribe, with you, Anthony,
Jamie,
and then who else?
Warren.
Systematic. Yes.
Oh, wow.
And then just doing shows together, because we used to do all those rap battles.
Yeah.
You would host. Dark Sun Tribe would host.
Yeah.
You would also perform. Miller and I would be the DJs.
Yeah.
For it, and it was like
this was such good shows.
And it was around the 8 Mile, like the Eminem 8 Mile time, like
pre 8 Mile.
Exactly.
Pre 8 Mile. Yeah. That was when it was still underground to do that. There was none of this like a cappella. You had to rock to a beat. If you couldn't flow on a beat, you were X'd. You were out of there. Yeah. Now you can just rock it a cappella and whatever. So this was like pre 8 Mile.
Yeah. And it was, you know what? And I think what was nice about Foosh was it was part of that community. Mm-hmm. Not just that community, but it was a part of that community where artists would come, drop off mixtapes, songs that they've done, and we would support that. It was a community shop. When if it was the hip hop scene, the dance scene, electronic scene, house scene, whatever, we would do it. We even, I remember we would sell cassettes too of DJ Celsius, drone bass. He had cassettes there, you know what I mean? And it was just that was that era.
Yeah.
And it was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Well, you couldn't just search up the homie's Instagram to see where the event was. You had to go to Foosh at the little table that was at the front.
That's right.
Find the events, grab the flyer for all the events you wanted to check in that month, see what was going on, and not even just the flyer, but be out there and running into Miller and being like, yo, this is the show. You guys telling us, like, you guys got to come to this show. And that was the vibe. That was how you found out, and that's how people got to the show.
Well, I think with having the record shop inside the store too, kids would come and they would actually talk to, like, promoters would actually hang out in the store.
Yeah.
When kids would come, buy a hip hop record, like, oh yeah, look, check this show out. I got this show coming up. You know, like, it was very community oriented because it wasn't, oh, I'm on my phone, what show is coming up kind of thing. You know, it was like shake hands, fist bumps.
Yeah.
It was raw.
Yeah.
And be out in the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was on the streets.
Yeah.
Fully.
Yeah. So with the record shop, you guys started a different record shop together from Foosh, or what was that?
No, that was, we moved the record shop out of Foosh to downtown and we called it Treehouse.
Okay.
And just the clothing side of things just got too big. So we decided to move the record shop out. We had our good friend, good employee, Neil K, run it. And yeah, it was great. Just another thing that we did, you know, just facilitate records to DJs. You know, it's so different now because of Serato and MP3s, you know.
Just everything and anything and everything is available.
Pretty much, exactly. You know, back then it was like, you know, record days were Thursdays and you'd come and you sit there and I want that tune. You know, the record orders would come and it'd be fully there, and you just gotta like fight tooth and nail with all the other DJs
to get a copy. Yeah,
but like I think other like there was a pecking order too, right? Like dudes that been DJing for a long time, they would always get first dibs. Like Miller was a DJ for a long time, so he would get first dibs of all of our hip hop records.
Yeah,
but you know, so the new guy would have to sit there and like pick up the scraps, let's say, you know, but like, that's just how it was, you know. Now it's different, right? Because now you can go to iTunes and download, boom, done, it's yours, kind of thing, right? So
I think, and even that's already old school. Like I'm still used to downloading from iTunes, and now it's just like it's Apple Music. It's like it's just straight streaming, just a completely different way of consuming. But I also think getting back to kind of doing your thing, marching to the beat of your own drum because you like that shit, is what makes it work. And I think, you know, there's a guy right now who has like a barbershop and a car cleaning place, like a detailing place,
on,
right?
That's crazy.
Calgary Trail.
On Calgary Trail. This Filipino dude, this young guy, like he didn't go to post-secondary, just like he just started barbering, became really, really dope at what he does, opened compound cuts downtown, hired like 50 Filipino barbers, and but a really dope looking spot, really modern and cool looking. And then he always was posting about people's cars like coming through. And he's like, you know what? Fuck it. We should have, this goes together. Like people who come get fades have nice cars and want their cars clean. So I'm going to do like this barbershop and this car wash together. Awesome. And then you guys put, I think, retail and records together, shoes, fashion, and records. That was all part of like hip hop culture, entrenched in hip hop culture. But I don't think there were retailers that were putting those pieces together. Not then. You know what I mean?
No, there was a couple of stores that were doing it.
Yeah.
Colorblind in Edmonton was doing it.
Yeah.
Ferocious.
Yeah.
They were a record clothing shop, but they catered to more.
I feel like it was a little more dance
dancey,
music. Yeah. The rave culture more.
Yeah,
you know,
a little more rave culture. Yeah. But no, like I think there are stores. Like we definitely didn't invent the wheel on this one. We copied it and made it our own kind of thing. You know what I mean? And we just did it a little bit different.
Yeah.
But we definitely took inspirations from other shops for sure. 100%.
Yeah. And then so transitioning into the Common.
Okay.
So what was the first, like, how did that transition happen? What was the idea? Was there a moment, were you sitting around like drunk with Rob and and Kyla and deciding like, hey, you know what? Let's just open our own place where we can play all the time.
It was kind of like that. It was more so like, okay, we got retail on lock. What's next for us?
Yeah.
Rob and myself were DJs. Kyla also owns her own store, Bamboo Ballroom, but she also been in bars and restaurants pretty much her whole life.
Yeah.
Well, let's try something different.
Yeah.
You know, so we opened up the Common on 124th
Yes.
there in Jasper Ave. And
That was a dope location,
Yeah,
too.
it was a small room. Like
Yeah.
it was 80 people and, you know, didn't know a whole lot about running a mini restaurant. So we tried it and it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was fun, you know, and it helped because we got to curate it the way we wanted to curate it, you know, because we were DJs. Oh, let's do a hip hop night. Let's
Yeah.
do a house night, you know, let's do this. Let's, you know, and then we got into like the food, you know, and we all have to eat. So let's hire some of our friends that are chefs and try to, you know, elevate the food. And now we're here 14 years later. We got Common on 109th Street and the food is awesome.
How do
We
you
got
go
Foosh.
from what do you think is the biggest key to success there, going from never had a restaurant to being like a world-renowned menu, like a menu and a taste and a flavor that is so highly sought after. That is such a big gap.
You know what it is? And I'll say this till blue in the face. Work with people who are smarter than you. Always.
Yeah.
Because they can help you achieve your goals and you can help them achieve their goals too, right? Like there's a lot of things that I still don't know, that Kyla doesn't know, that Rob doesn't know. You know what I mean? But we have a really good team. And I think that is super important. Like really important. Like when it comes to DJing, I can't scratch for shit. It's Miller. Have people around you that are better than you. Always.
Mr. four-time Red Bull Edmonton 3-style champion himself. Did I get that right?
Exactly.
Hey, let's go.
You know, it's have people that are smarter than you around you all the time. Have a good team. It's all about a good team, you know, and kudos to my team. They're the best. You know, they've helped us grow Foosh. They've helped us grow Common. They made Foosh Repair Shop what it is, Double Dragon, you know, basically everything that we do.
Yeah.
It's our team.
Yeah.
And I give full credit to them because, you know, like it's our ideas, but they help make it a reality.
Yeah.
And they help, you know, push it along.
Yeah.
Cause, you know, I'm 48 now. I'm not that cool anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
we're old.
Yeah.
We're old dads. So old. We're old dads. Yeah. It's crazy.
So
Yeah.
just, I don't know. Have people that are smarter than you
Yeah.
around you.
Yeah.
Have
That's good
people on your
advice.
team.
That's good advice. And that lifts you up too. You know,
It does because it elevates your game.
of course.
You know what I mean? Like you're listening to this person across from you and they're giving you ideas, then your brain starts firing and
Yeah.
that's the way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? So
You've always been one of those cats to me too. You know what I mean? You're a little bit older than me. I'm gonna, you know, you got a few years on me. But whether it was like, you know, a Saturday afternoon visit to drop off flyers, I was fucking getting game from you, man. Whether it was about shoes or flavors that were coming to town. And I think I was really lucky to be surrounded by cats like you and Archie and Miller and you know, guys who were way older than me to put me up on this shit. You know what I mean?
well, I think I you know, I feel like it's about passing the torch too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? About educating, right? Like we had those guys in
And I'm completely playing. We're obviously the same age, pretty much, right? We're passing. Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know, but I feel like, you know, we had people that were above us that helped us along the way. Now I feel like we need to also help the younger generation move it along as well too, right? Like it's about moving the culture forward, but also preserving the culture. You know what I mean? So
that's a balance too, right?
it is.
Because we're at the age now, I mean, talking with Archie offset here, off camera, where we're really trying to preserve, right? Like there's a lot of shit in the old ways and styles of whether it's playing actual vinyl and things that we would love to preserve that people don't care about anymore.
No,
but at the same time, in the business that you guys are in of playing records and retail and food, you have to be very much on top of what is not preserved. You have to be at the forefront of cutting edge as well, right?
Well, I think with for example, with DJing, for me anyways, when all this new technology came out, I was very hesitant. I didn't want to give up the records and but then I was like, you know what? To stay on top, you have to learn and you have to
Gotta
be
adapt.
able to adapt. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like that's the only way to stay on top.
Yeah.
So
if you're not adapting, you're dying.
yeah, so like social media comes out, I'm the first to kind of figure it out. You know what I mean? When new DJ equipment comes out now, I'm trying to learn. For the longest time, I hate controllers. I hate CDJs, Now it's just like, nope, I've learned. I know how to do it. If I go play a gig and that's all they got, I'm cool. It's about being able to adapt. And then now when I meet younger people that want to like DJ for us and this is what I play on, I used to hate it, but now I'm like, dope.
Perfect.
That's awesome. Let's do it. Because I know how to use it now too. So I know how to hook it up. I can help you if there's any issues. Yeah, it's just being able to adapt. And I think it took me a while to get to this point. You know what I mean? Because I was very like,
Sure.
no, fuck it. No, man, I'm not adapting, But now it's just like, yo, I'll carry a USB stick with music just in case if I have to jump on somewhere, you know what I mean? Like, no, it's all good now.
Yeah.
Like I get it.
Yeah.
My eyes are open,
Yeah.
like I get it. You have to adapt.
Yeah. And it's hard. It is hard sometimes to let go of certain things and look forward, right? I think a good example of that, you guys were talking about, like the sync button, right?
Yeah.
You've earned that shit. Like it's not that you don't, and I don't really know fully what the conversation was. I might be completely inventing this conversation in my head, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sync button helps you mix the two beats together automatically.
Yeah.
We were just talking about AI shit with the video editing and stuff that makes my life easier. It's not that I can't sit down and edit for 4 hours and do that. I earned that shit. I know how to do it. I earned Autopod to be able to do that for me, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
It's not that you don't know how to do it, but there are tools now and technology that are starting to make our life easier. And it's okay to start to embrace that stuff,
100%.
right?
You have to
Agreed.
embrace it, or else you'll get left behind, right?
Yeah, yeah. And you talked about, what was the first thing that you got? The CD?
Oh yeah, it was right before Serato came out, and there's this big ass CD player, but it had a real piece of vinyl on top of it.
Yeah.
So it looked like a record player with no tone arm. And that's what we made that mixtape on.
Oh, for real? That's what that was made on?
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
But it actually was not a very good piece of technology.
At the time,
work
I
very
thought
well.
it was dope. Yeah. I was like, this is sick, but probably compared to what the stuff is now, probably not that great.
When you, and I was like asking people about their childhood and not to get like therapy childhood. We're not going to get deep
I lie
there.
down
But
on the couch.
yeah, but like for me, that's why I have the couch there for you, Miller. But for me, I didn't realize until later in my life that as an 8 or 9-year-old, 10-year-old, I was always picking up my dad's camcorder, I was always like writing down lyrics to Black Sheep and fucking learning verses because I wanted to like rap them myself. And so there were all these little things that I did as a kid that sort of transitioned into what I get to do now.
Yeah.
Was there that for you guys? Like, was it DJing for you? Was it always fashion for you?
Yeah, fashion for me. Like I've been in retail since I was like, I think my first retail job was when I was 14. So I kind of like
Where was it?
Club Monaco.
Hey, the good Club Monaco.
Yeah.
Not the fancy, expensive Club Monaco.
Yeah, Club
Glad it
Monaco in Eaton Center.
Let's
back
go.
in the day. So
Yeah.
that's where I that was one of my first jobs.
Yeah. If you don't know the difference between Eaton Center and Edmonton Center, you're too young for us, bro. Right? Right? Like if that shit is all city center to you, that's too,
Is it called City Center now?
yeah, all of it. You don't even know that?
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
All of there's no Edmonton Center and Eaton Center.
Because
And-
it was Eaton Center back in the day,
yeah,
right?
yeah, and then Edmonton Center was the side on the west side of where 101.
Renfrew used to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, anyways,
Yeah.
first job was
Yeah.
Club Monaco in Eaton Center, and so I've been in fashion for a while.
Yeah.
And music, my parents put me through, like, I was piano player,
You play
forever.
the piano, bro?
Yeah, not very good anymore,
Let's
but yeah,
go.
I did. Like, I think I got up to Royal Conservatory 8.
That's what I got to.
Yeah.
Good for you,
So
man.
yeah,
That's real deal.
Asian
That's
parents,
fucking
though,
real
yo.
deal.
Yeah.
You had no
parents.
choice in the matter.
You got zero
No
choice.
choice in the
they
matter.
put you in piano.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
anyways, did that, and then
Yeah.
so I guess, and then I think DJing just kind of like was just like going to parties and hanging out with all these guys and stuff, and it just kind of, this is fun. Let's play together, kind of thing, So that's just how it all kind of came about.
Yeah.
And then from there, it was like, well, we like music, we like to DJ, and we like fashion. Let's open up Foosh.
Yeah.
So that's how that all started, kind
Yeah.
of thing, So
Yeah.
yeah.
And what about you, Miller? You been playing all your life or what?
No. But
You're the scratch king, apparently, out of the two of you. That's the scratch king right there.
Red Bull
I
freestyle
guess
champ.
so.
Yeah.
Edmonton champ. Here we go.
My dad played in bands his entire life, so I was always around music.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Always playing music.
What kind of
I've-
music was like? What was your dad's
More
band?
like classic rock.
Okay.
But he liked everything, like maybe not hip hop, but he was listening to everything, like funk and soul. He would delve into that a bit too.
Yeah.
So I was always just around music.
And then, so how did you two end up connecting to be all out?
How did we meet? Well, I mean, we knew each other from
Raves.
raves, going to raves. And then I was working at,
Sorry, but real quick, raves. Were you guys like partying raves? Were you never really did party, right? Did you party at raves?
No,
hell
no
yeah.
comment.
That's a yes. Okay. All right. Okay, sorry, continue.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but I didn't realize that, but okay.
And I think,
What's great? Let's bring it back a little bit
Okay.
here. Like, the Edmonton rave scene
Yeah.
isn't that old.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's
Well, I mean, it's 2 decades old.
I mean,
yeah.
we're old,
Well,
so
yeah,
it's old.
so that's old. But like, I feel like we kind of came up when the rave scene was starting to happen in Edmonton.
Yeah. For
You
sure.
know what I mean?
That-
Like,
100%. I know what you mean. It was already after a huge era of hip hop that we were doing, I think. So in that sense, I know what you mean. It doesn't feel like it's old like some of that, like the rap battles and stuff were, because it definitely was an era of 6 or 7, maybe 10 years that came afterwards.
yeah, well, no.
This is probably
No, I
like,
don't mean it
Yeah.
came 7 years after that stuff, but I just mean, I know what you mean. It was like a period of time that was after that.
Like, I feel like I think we went to raves first and then we got into hip hop.
no.
that's what happened with me. Yeah. Cause I
Really?
started going to raves in like, I was a skateboard kid.
Yeah, that's what happened
couple
with
of
you
me
were
too.
probably you guys were raving younger
Like
than
90
before I was.
In the 90s.
Oh,
95.
Okay. See, it was
96.
for me. It was later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it was later.
See, we were like the rave scene for us was really underground.
Yeah.
Like really underground.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then like it was pretty underground till up about like 2000-ish.
Yeah, about 2000,
when we started. Cause then like like 1999 is when Boudang started throwing shows
Right.
too, right? And they were a little bit bigger.
Right. And you guys weren't playing those shows anymore, right?
No.
Yeah. That's why I don't really remember you in the rave, scene.
Yeah.
Rob, I think I would remember.
Rob was still doing that stuff. I think we were in the hip hop scene then.
Yes. See, that's why. Like, I think I came into the rave scene a little bit later, like my university days, which was kind of, sort of middle to tail end of Dark Sun stuff,
Yeah.
right? Like we were still playing,
Okay, so it was-
emceeing the odd
Show,
D&B thing at a rave or whatever.
Yeah, so this was after us doing all of the hip hop stuff, all
100%.
the all the
and-
battles and stuff.
Yeah.
And see, honestly, like all that stuff is a blur.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
All
It
blurs
was a
together.
blur. Hey.
I don't know why it would be a blur.
I don't know why either.
Bro, last week is still a blur for me. Like
True,
my mind is slowly going. So never mind 2 decades ago,
True.
bro. On many other things that would cause my memory to lack there. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like trying to think back of all the stuff that we've done. It's like,
What's the highlight for you, bro? Looking back right now, what's a big highlight?
like work or partying
Anything. What is a time in your life that you think back that was like, man, this is fucking dope?
all of it.
Yeah.
All of it. It's
Yeah.
all dope. It's still dope. Having kids, dope.
Yeah.
Being able to like go into any of these businesses and like say, yo, this is dope. This is dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
even
riding a bike on a hot fucking summer day. Dope.
dope. Yeah. You know, like DJing with my friends, even like going for nice dinners now. Like priorities change.
When
Yeah.
Double Dragon opened, every time you open a new venue, I feel like it's like
It's dope.
it's super fun. Like
Yeah.
we played the opening night at Double Dragon, Justin
Yeah.
and I, and we don't really play that much together anymore. But
yeah.
Yeah.
playing throwbacky like stuff we used to play in like 2008 ish, you know,
Sick.
Yeah, it was
and
super fun.
yeah.
It's just, I think everything has been super awesome. But if I have to pick one thing that I'm super stoked on is probably having kids.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just seeing these little mini-me's running around is super rad.
It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. And you're kind of a dad too, Miller, right now. You got to skip all the bad parts, all the annoying fucking parts, the shitty diapers and the breastfeeding and all the things that
not
they
getting
wouldn't want
sleep.
anything to do with pops.
Yeah.
It's just all about mom and
Yeah.
it's just like constant crying and no sleeping. So good for you.
Yeah.
But it's crazy how accomplished the two of you are and of some of the cool things that I've done in my life. It's like the baby comes and it's like, oh, that's why. This is what it was all for.
Yeah,
Right?
totally.
It's like, this is the reason that I was here. And it's like, especially as guys, I think maybe that's a blanket statement. Maybe just me, myself, I was just so used to being selfish. I was so used to just like, I didn't have to take care of anybody. Yeah, I took care of my girl, a little bit I took care of my parents and family and stuff. But for the most part, I just had to worry about myself.
Yep, totally.
And then suddenly, you don't matter anymore. To you, to your wife, to your partner, to anybody. All that matters are these kids and these human beings that you're trying to teach to be good people and bring them into the world and be better than you are.
Yep.
It's a really fucking remarkable thing.
It is. No, it's super rewarding. Like just this past weekend, Stevie and Casey went for their first skating lesson.
Crazy.
And it was the first time they strapped on skates, and just watching them not quit and
Yeah.
not give up. It was just like, oh my God, this is like,
The resilience.
yeah, it's just like, wow, these are little beings not giving up. And Stevie just like trying to stand up, and it was just like
Over and over and over.
super proud of them. It's weird. Only I think, parents get this, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, yeah, you're just super proud.
You have no idea how much I get that right now because Red, I don't have a hockey bone in my body, not one. I don't like to watch the Oilers. I enjoy Stanley Cup playoffs. I enjoy anything competitive. I'm a very competitive sports person, but I never really liked watching sports. Never mind hockey. And Red started playing floor hockey and street hockey at recess and stuff like that. And he comes home last summer saying that, I want to play hockey next year. I was like, fuck, really? It's like, great. Can you play basketball or badminton? Can we do something, and he's actually a really good badminton player, but he doesn't want to play. And so I didn't want to force him to do that. So I'm like, all right, you know what? Learn to skate. Let's start there. If you can learn to skate this summer, I'm happy to like spend the money and put you on a team. Thinking from my perspective as a 44-year-old man, how fucking hard it would be to learn to skate. I'm like, be prepared. You're going to be on your ass the whole time. Yeah. It's going to be a very hard thing. It's not an easy thing to learn. So and I'm preparing him for the worst from my own lens.
Yeah.
And then I watch him out there. And the first day, he's like, he fell down 50 times.
Oh, yeah, no.
But he's like, he kept getting up.
Exactly. And I think that's the main thing. And that's what made me feel like, yo, this is, I don't know this feeling. This is weird.
Yeah.
But I was like, yo, this is awesome. Like, they're trying.
Yeah. It's really cool. Yeah. Good shit. It's like we're all sensitive.
Dad talk right now.
Yeah, real dad talk. And all these stupid things. Like I can just like cry. I could just be like thinking about something or see something that makes me think of like my, 10-year-old Red or like 16-year-old Red. Like I see a 16-year-old taller than their mom at the theater, like helping their mom with something. And I picture Red doing that. It's just like, oh my God, I could just break down in tears. It's just like,
or fighting with her.
Oh yeah. I'm not looking. I hear that part. Guess what? You're the closest to the adolescent years. What is this like? What is this like?
I don't know. I
hear it gets bad. I mean, if they're half the asshole that I was, it's gonna be bad.
Yeah, I feel that. My girls' kids are really good, so I don't know. They're pretty good kids.
Good for you.
So
you
I'm hoping it stays like that. But 16-year-old daughter too. That's a little different.
That's got to be something else.
Girls, like
emotional warfare. I hear with the girls.
Yeah.
Like Rowena grew up with two sisters, so she says it's bad. Yeah, it can get crazy.
Stevie's 5 and it's bad already.
Yeah, really.
Like she's got attitude. She's got attitude already. So
What do you think, getting back to the music stuff, and we talked about, you've played in the vinyl days and you transitioned to like CDJs, even through this era of like real DJs would not use CDJs, you know what I mean? And then now it's like CDJs and the sync button and all of these transitions. What have been some of the hard things about that transition as DJs? And what have been some of the really like surprisingly dope things about that?
I've always been like embrace it.
Yeah.
So
I've liked it all. Like up on the game.
I think I'm like
when new equipment comes out, Miller's always the first one to buy it.
Good for you.
Always.
So I've always liked all of them. I mean, when Serato came out, it was like, fuck, I don't have to carry 6 crates of records to the club anymore.
Yeah.
All I got to bring is a laptop. But that's one thing, I guess. I never had a laptop before. So getting used to working on a laptop,
right?
I wasn't computer literate at all, so you got to learn that. But I don't know.
Yeah,
everything's been pretty technology. I've embraced in technology, and I think Justin has too.
Well, I'm starting to, right? Like I'm learning how to do everything, and I think what I like about it is I'm learning new skills.
Mm-hmm.
Will I use them? Maybe, but like, at the club, we still use turntables. Common, we still use turntables. At Foosh, we use a controller. So, like we have CDJs and stuff. I just feel like learning a new skill is always good.
Yeah.
And being able to like, okay, I can go play this gig and, this is the equipment that they have and I can jump on and still rock a show.
Yeah.
You know, like it doesn't hinder me anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
Good for you.
So,
yeah, I'm kind of stubborn that way. Like I find especially with, music production software, video editing software, things are always coming out and always advancing. And even just like updating Premiere Pro to this year's version, I know that something's gonna fuck up. You know, but I know that there's really cool tools that weren't available last year. But then I just got to learn them. So it's such a balance for me in an ongoing battle because I'm a little bit stubborn that way. I kind of just want to learn one thing, get really good at that one thing, and I don't want it to change. Because it's like I kind of get in a flow of you know, use it, whether it's music production or video editing. And then, you know, things will interrupt that flow, but you don't know what you don't know. And when you learn that thing, oftentimes it does push things forward and make things better.
Well, yeah, like I feel like, you know, Serato, there's this thing called stems where you can isolate just the acapella or just the instrumental, you know what I mean?
That's like sorcery to me. I don't
it's
even
so
know.
crazy.
It's
When
so
it came
crazy.
out, it was like
When did that come out?
maybe a year
About a
ago.
year ago, maybe?
Yeah,
Maybe
so
under a year
that's like
ago?
an AI tool
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
doing that, right?
Yeah.
So when that, and I just started to use that recently. I know it's been out for like about a year, but like, how the fuck?
I don't know.
How the fuck?
is.
Like from a music production standpoint, when you smash everything down into one wave, it's the one wave now.
How the fuck
Like,
is it doing this?
what are you?
I don't
How
know.
are you separating
I
that?
don't
Right?
know.
That's the
It's
thing.
crazy.
You know what I
Crazy.
mean? Like it's just giving you more tools, more arsenal to become a better DJ.
Yeah.
If you want to use it, you can. If you don't want to use it, you don't have to. You know what I mean? But like, it's about advancing, moving things forward, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like all these different tools can help you. Even if you use it or you don't use it, it's there to be used.
Yeah.
If you want it,
Yeah.
to move it along.
So each of you kind of sort of wrapping this up, what would you say if you could talk, and we talk about being these old dogs and like, and these young cats coming up and how soft these bitches be. Yeah, I said it. Cancel me, motherfucker. How soft the world is. But what if you could go back to your 20-year-old self right now? What advice would you give them? Life, DJing, business, whatever you want. What would you tell them? Tell yourself.
Honestly, I probably would tell myself earlier to surround yourself with smarter people. Like earlier.
Yeah.
You know, like I know this now, but I would definitely tell myself that.
Yeah.
And just embrace
You could have spent a lot more years growing.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and just embrace technology,
Yeah.
embrace life, and just have a good time.
Yeah.
Like I think having a good time is a must.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to be an old grumpy person, you know what I mean? You want to like be happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. That's good advice, man. You got to enjoy life and enjoy what you do. It seems like such an obvious thing to say that you just get, you can get caught up.
Yeah.
I
You can
think,
get caught up
and
in
I
the
think
rut.
that's, I think that's what happens. You know what I mean? Like you get into a routine and you go to work, you go home, you go to work, you go home. No, man, like go do something.
Live life.
Find things to fill your cup.
You know, like it's, so for the longest time, I haven't had my DJ stuff set up at home, but I set it up because of you. And I've been at home actually playing music again.
Dope.
Yeah.
And Kyle is like, yo, this is awesome. Like, you should do more. You should play out more.
Dope.
So, for
That's
the
who
past,
she fell in love with, bro.
Yeah, like, for
little
the past-
short brown baby behind the ones and twos. While she was serving drinks.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember you too.
because for the past couple of years, I would only play like maybe once every couple of months. Not even that, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? But I'm like 2024, I'm making a habit of like at least playing once or twice a month.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
If it's at Common or if it's at Foosh, wherever, and just to kind of get back out there again. Because, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, I really do.
Yeah.
Like, I get in the zone and I have a good time
Yeah.
and I'm pretty good at it, I would have to say. I've been doing it for long enough.
One of the best in the biz, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. you know, maybe one day me and this guy will friggin' start doing stuff again.
Yeah.
You know, like in our 50s.
Yeah. Maybe start touring again so you can fall asleep and leave him all anxious on the plane.
Oh my God. How did you know about that?
Yeah, I know. Oh, I know. I do my research on this shit.
Yeah,
What about you, bro?
I would probably say enjoy the moments when you're in them, because
Yeah.
I'm a very
present.
anxious person, and like I'm always stressed out in the like playing these big shows and stuff. I'm like just stressed out. I should have been enjoying it a little bit more, you know?
Yeah.
And you've played a lot of big ass shows.
I guess.
You know, like getting flown out to like Vancouver, Toronto for the 3-style finals
that
and
was-
stuff. Like,
That was crazy.
and you're nervous and like
Yeah.
if you had time to actually sit back and like enjoy
Yeah,
yourself,
exactly.
I feel like you would have
Yeah.
enjoyed it a lot more.
Yeah.
Not be too caught up in like the bullshit, and just
Yeah.
like be like in the moment, you
Yeah.
know, living it.
It's the one piece that you can sort of control, right?
Exactly,
You can't control the future. You can't control what's
Exactly.
already happened.
Exactly.
But you can control how you take this moment, this
in,
current
yeah.
thing in. You can control how present you are with your kids. You can control how much you enjoy this DJ set that you get to play right now
Exactly.
in front of your friends,
Yeah.
just for the fucking sake of playing it.
Yeah, and
Not
being-
because you need $300.
Exactly.
But because you just want to play good music and spread the love and do something creative for yourself that you
Exactly.
just
Yeah.
that you love. You
Being
know?
appreciative too. Like we get to play music and make money at doing it, you know? Watch people dance and enjoy what we're doing, you know?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give other people that piece of enjoyment
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Fuck, man. I appreciate the all out DJs. I
Hey.
love you, bros. I can't thank you enough for this was the ultimate way to do the 10th anniversary episode, is to have you two put this set together for a gang load of MCs. And I'm so grateful for like the memories and the stuff that we've done together. I still have photos on my shoe boxes from the game that you taught me. You know what I mean? How many thousands of shoes did you have?
Oh, I think at the height of my shoe collection, probably 1,400.
Unreal.
But now it's down. I've been
Yeah.
selling it off and buying motorcycles.
Right. and
kids.
and Rolexes. Yeah, your new collection. I see you, bro. I see you. But I remember you putting me up on that game. Coming, it's like, because I was collecting shoes. I worked at Foot Locker, and I was always coming to Foosh buying shoes, and I get 30% at Foot Locker, 50% off once a month. So I was like buying a shit ton. And you're like, yeah, take a photo of the shoe. Put it on the front of the shoe box. Now you know you can see all of the shoes. I was like,
Hell yeah.
doing that. That's the dopest idea. So I still have a couple of shoe boxes. I've gotten rid of all of
You
my
too,
shoes
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have like maybe 20 pairs, 25 pairs that I still have, and some of them still have the picture of the shoe box. So anyways,
Amazing.
you put me up on game, man. So many great memories
Yes,
playing together,
much.
doing shows together. I'm so fucking happy that we get to be back together right now in this moment, enjoying this performance together with you guys rocking the ones and twos and me jumping on the mic. So thank you too for being here and for all that you do, not only for me and the music, for our community.
Thank you very much
Thanks
for
for
having us.
having us. Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
One love,
Amazing.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to the 10th episode of Behind the Sound. For this very special milestone, we have put 10 of the dopest local MCs all together on one track. Backed by the all-out DJs. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on Behind the Sound.
Yeah, check it. We all out like CDJs. See these J's from Baby Jing to Stevie. Can't see these shades. They ain't a winning game that we ain't too far from. I'm too hard with bars like the name Dark Sun. We back now. Smash Benz up on the track. The wordsmiths of hits. Chris Jingle, that's a rap now. We the Mavericks, far from average. Double D is out of hand. Contraband, some savages, so they peep game. Mixtapes are limited way back in the day. Maximum definitive CDs for CVs. MCV invented them, getting them royalties. Later we straight tripping in
I'm
there.
trying to outrhyme the guys that come behind me.
Yeah.
Remind you why you like rapping in 90s. Make your eyes get wide whenever I speak. This is my first love, it's not a side piece. I wrote 16, but Shaka said, it ain't all good. You get 12 instead. Gotta respect the architect heads that laid the foundation for what came next. The major press rewind, we're playing on tape decks so you can analyze all the things they said. It's Jock, juggling omnipotent content. I pass the mic to Black Male cause he got
They
next.
call me black cause I'm blessed, got his back in the flesh. Only black can reflect what is trapped in the heads of the African kids with the nappiest dreads on the planet. Convinced that black equals less, but black is the best. That's a fact, not a guess. So that would suggest that the value of X is a factor. Who wrote the algebra text? So black can arrest it to the math niggas sense it is hard to forget, but I just can't forget. Put it all in my skin, man, I just can't forget. On my back, in my chest, on my text represent what I actually meant in the graphical sense. What?
Out the gate, no debate. I am great. Did it touch the template? I annihilate. I'm in a heightened state like the condor in the sky. Now check the license plate on the UFO. I drive off to another city, just passing time. Looking down on you haters while I'm passing by. Keeping dapper dawn while she can't pass the fly. Without tugging on and on, that's asinine. As for nines, put two to your chest like Gretzky. Test me how you swimming under these jet skis and tell them to breathe easy. I press play on this money, then leave it on repeat. That's CV.
Now what the fuck I'm listening to, dog, disintegrate. I'll spin your hate and make your energy disintegrate. My stomach ache, hungry, scheming on your dinner plate. Hit a fake and took the 38 and let it ventilate. Look, these dreams got me going crazy while I've been up late. Spent too many nights locked up, just let them litigate. Told my mama I'll be home one day, don't let them kill your faith, this fate. Behind bars, I took them bars and made a killer tape. Now let's go, dog, I'm sipping on this 100 proof. Lighting up a bogey like you know me, what I'm gonna do. Said the world was mine, I took a 9-pack and bumped a few. Got some starter money, hit the studio and slumped the booth.
Syphilis. Take a look at me, I'm freaking ridiculous. Plus I need to get some pussy cause my dick getting ticklish. She had chickenless, so I don't give a fuck who the chicken is. As long as she looking good and she don't give me no sickness. Steady kicking this game sweeter than licorice. Take a lick of this, I'll let you taste a bit of my business. First I'm ripping this, making a couple copies and flipping this. I'm a hustler like Hope with the king of this. Gotta make it in this rap game. I'm vigorous, live a stressed out life. Steady gunning out cigarettes. Either that or I'll be flat broke, mumbling gibberish in an alley downtown, feeling dumb and unprivileged.
I can't stop, won't stop, I win, you lose. Proofread, press and print it, boy, that's the news. Quit picking at your open wounds, never do what I do. Better off in the field, flying lead balloons. Pushing rocks uphill, the milk's been spilled, the envelope's sealed, and that's the real. Been here a long time, working hard, keep on my guard. Only place to go from a king is up to a god. Call me Zeus, say Zeus, spawn the juice, keep running. Feel the ground shake, know I'm coming,
Apologies, the album's tardy. Plagued by delays, I admit the wait is partly perfection and paralysis, cursing a rapper's gift. The fans get antsy, we can't impede classics. See the first class surpass expectations, so we continued on with this innovation. 4 or 5 drafts, some would say we obsessed, but on a journey to a legacy. What would you expect? We rather give you quality over quantity, especially in an era where the content's free.
This is my turn, a quick version of events. Not concerned with your consensus, I can murder your defense. Not converting to a nerd to observe any trends. I'd rather play the bully, make you nervous and upset. These rappers act like feminists, I'm in all the friendliness. My penmanship will rip shit throughout the tenements. No evidence left, if any, it's wrecked and shredded. When I set up an enemy threat, left for dead and then I'm headed for an exit. Quick bitch, get pedaling and put a little lead in the accelerated mechanism. Reckless visions infested with shit I'm invested in, especially when I'm convinced I need an exorcism.
Top of the year and I'm back, yeah, I'm still here. Strapped with a lyrical cat, if I clap, you gon' feel fear. If you don't wanna smoke, I advise you to steer clear. Cause this weapon that I talk about holes in the atmosphere. I'm out of this world, flexing on them, ain't talking curls. You ain't put it in the work, couldn't even get a referral. I understand why they mad at me, your majesty. Taking these young boys to school, call us the faculty. Yo, Jing, since so too been doing my thing. Microphone swing, still undefeated up in this ring. So they can claim king, but if they fuck with Lucifer, they'll understand why they call me the executioner.
Hey, yo, we started in the E, but look how far did we went. Time will spend we the 780. And no matter where we be, we put it on for the set. Represent we the 780. I got love for the city I'm from and the streets where I was raised. 780. And these haters steady talking, but the truth is, look, I ain't even phased. We getting paid though.
Yeah, all out DJs kill another one. Hey, behind the sound, you know how we get down. E-Town vets, 10 of them. Don't wait up the track, run it back, sklat. Yo, throw me another one, dog. Yo, let me run it. I guess so.